Hey guys, right, we got a battle against what? Moog. I always get this guy's name wrong. It always seems like Moogly Head because that name's are stupid, but I actually think it's moogile Head. Something. I don't know. The people who make that are retarded. Anyway, this was kind of as I was looking for random battles to post to PMP and hoping for a good one. I actually got 3 good ones, which I will narrate over the course of this particular evening. But they always sort of ended in hacks, or there was something that I don't know. Anyway, he leads off with Jirachi, I lead off with my Crustle. My main plan is set up Stealth Rocks and then die, or counter, or something. But you know what a Jirachi does. So he high and heads me, and oh, lo and behold, I flinch. Great, that's beautiful. Music to my ears. I hate this game as is. Anyway, obviously I need Stealth Rocks, it's gonna be helpful, so I'm not just gonna sack Crustle here and now, because his Iron Head did about, what, 180 points of damage, so I know I'm really not gonna take another one unless, like, min damage. Unless that was min damage, in which case I'm screwed. So I go into my Starmie, I figure this will work pretty well here, and I can, you know, Rapid Spin, Reflect type, what have you. So, I should be okay. He goes for his own Stealth Rocks. I don't know why. If he Iron-Headed me again, he would have died, unless he was predicting, and he did predict well. He body slams and paralyzes me. Again, pretty par for the course of a fucking Jirachi. So, there you go. Again, I'm just gonna sit in here. I think I just Rapid Spinned. I kind of want to Reflect type, so that, you know, I'm not too boned. Oh, no, I switch. Woo. Okay, Gyarados. I guess it's because I got EQ and Fire Blast, so that does make a decent amount of sense. He Stealth Rocks again, and I'm getting kind of annoyed here, because it's quite obvious I don't want Stealth Rocks. However, there is an upside to them in that if I can get Crustle in for free, then I can set up Stealth Rocks with the Custap Berry, you know, just as long as he doesn't hit me. So I'm trying to get him on a Body Slam so I can switch it and I'm good. I don't get paralyzed, luckily, there. I get a powerful Fire Blast off, which is half when, and you know, when you usually consider that most Jirachis are like special defensive walls nowadays because everything's standard and no one experiments, that did a pretty solid chunk. So I figure he's going to go Body Slam again. I should be pretty safe. I go into Crustle. I do get Parahaxed, but Custap Berry will save the day, and I will get my Stealth Rocks up, because if I got paralyzed here, I would have been fucking livid. But I don't, so there you go. Stealth Rocks goes up, I'm happy, Crustle can die, and now I can actually do something and try and kill this fucking Jirachi, and the thing I plan on using to kill it is Mamoswine, because I have an EQ and I am going to hit it. I don't care. I could predict a switch, whatever. I am going to EQ, and if it stays in, it will die. That is the plan. He goes Fire Punch, and I was really worried he'd burn, but luckily he didn't, so I'm happy. I go EQ, and that fucking piece of haxy shit is out of the way. Now, I will raise a point here. I did get quite a bit of hacks that did turn the tide of the battle, and then he got one bit of hacks that turned it around massively. However, if you're going to use a haxy Jirachi, do not complain about hacks. Hacks happens, it's annoying. If you use something that is specifically there to hacks people, don't complain. Just saying, okay? I've used Jirachi, and whenever I get hacks, I say it's bullshit and I really shouldn't use it. And then if someone hacks me in return, I don't complain. Anyway, I go into Lopunny because the whole point is to sponge Draco Meteors from Latios. However, Stealth Rocks is kind of impeding into that a bit. But he goes with Surf, so it's okay. I figure I can, you know, it's sort of Encore or Copycat or something. And I'm actually going to switch out, and I'm going to go into my Starmie. However, it's against Zapdos, so this isn't exactly beneficial for me to do. You know, this isn't a good scenario, and Zapdos is going to be a pain in the dick. However, I do go with Reflect type, so now I am Flying Electric. He's going to go with Roost, so it's obviously bulky. I was kind of worried it'd be a Roost subset, and oh my god, I hate Roost sub Zapdos. Why can't people run physical? Physical Zapdos is cool! No one ever does it! I got recover. I actually have no idea why. I could have gone, surf or something. However, despite the fact that I have reflect type, that does half. So it's probably a good thing I did, because, yeah, if I hadn't, I would have been completely fucked there. I go rapid spin to get rid of the rocks. He's going to do another discharge, and it paralyzes me, so I really wish I'd rapid spin last turn. However, I am starting to get a little bit miffed that every single move he has a high chance of paralyzing, so blah. I mean, discharge is 30%, body slam on Jirachi is 60, iron head on Jirachi is what? 60 as well? Or is it 20? I don't remember what iron head's flinching chances. Still, Gerbil, or Mamoswine, will now proceed to light screen so that he can't do anything to me. He misses the heat wave, which is damn lucky, because as you see, this turn, he goes for a heat wave here, I think, or at least either that or I switch. Yeah, he goes heat wave here, and it does, about what, 170? So I am really fucking fortunate it missed the first time. In comes a Dragonite, and you'll see where that heat wave miss mattered, because if he hadn't have missed, he would have killed me. There's no chance I would have lived that with the HP I was at. And for some ungodly reason, he stays in, and I Ice Shard, and I kill, and I'm like, what? Why would you stay into that? You know a Mamoswine is going to have Ice Shard. That is pretty much guaranteed, unless it is like bulky, rest, sleep talk, toxic stall. Okay? You could be pretty adamant that a Mamoswine will have Ice Shard, whatever the scenario. So he really should have switched. But in comes an Infernape. I know I'm not going to be able to take that. That seems, pretty blissfully obvious to me. So I believe I am going to switch. I think I go into Starmie. Switch out. Yeah, there you go. Starmie's really good wall, by the way, guys. You should really try it. Fucking Reflect type is godly. But he has Fire Punch and Life Orb, and I guess the main reasoning behind that is that he doesn't want to use Life Orb Flare Blitz because the recoil will completely fuck him over. But at the end of the day, Fire Punch and Life Orb is going to be worth less than, I think, a normal Flare Blitz on its own. So there isn't much point. I guess if you just want to, avoid recoil entirely, then yeah, but at the end of the day, you're still taking Life Orb. I crit the Suicune with a Dragon Rush, which again was pretty unfair because it was a rest talking one. He asked if I would switch out so he could rest, but he kind of asked after I hit Dragon Rush, so yeah. Sorry about that, but again, if you're going to use a Hacks Jirachi, you got to kind of take hacks as it comes. I mean, yeah, the hacks I got was unfair, but you deliberately went out of your way to get hacks. I mean, it's like one guy I fought had a para-flinching Jirachi and para-flinching Togekiss. And it's just like, what are you doing? You're trying to make it so that you can't physically lose. Where's the fun in that? But in comes Latios again. I go into Lopunny, and you know the drill. My main plan was I'd sponge it and maybe copycat it, but he's just going to flat out kill me, so I guess it was Spexed. But still, I've got Mamoswine, I have Ice Shard, it's not too bad. While he does have Infernape, I do also have EQ, which I could have tried to, predict it coming in, but I believe I just go Ice Shard. Yeah, I do. I mean, it's like, the thing is, you can predict a switch, and you can try, and you can, look fancy if it pays off, but at the end of the day, if it doesn't pay off, you've completely fucked yourself over, especially with a Latios that can, dodge the EQ entirely. So it kind of comes down to, do you play it safe, or do you try and be bold and adventurous? And there I tried to play it safe. But I bring back in what the fuck? I bring back in Salamence, and that's his bit of game-changing hacks. He gets the burn. Had he not gotten the burn, I could have DD'd up and Dragon Rushed everything. Or, as I did here, I actually could have just literally Dragon Rushed my way through his team. But, I can't now. I go Dragon Rush, it's gonna kill the ape. That was a given. Burned or no, it was gonna kill. But I can't kill any of his other pokes of it. I'm fairly adamant even Latios is going to survive it. I mean, Zapdos, I also have Stone Edge on this set. If I wasn't burned, Stone Edge would have killed, no doubt. Unless it was max HP, max defense, in which case it would have lived and it would have been boned anyway, but you get my point. So that's his bit of game-changing hacks, and after that he was like, oh, this game was really fun, and I was like, what? It wasn't for me to begin with, and then when I got hacks, you were pretty much ready to give in there, bro. But oh well. Some players are like that. I'm not gonna have a go at him. Hacks sucks when it happens to you, hacks is amazing when it happens to the other player. But still, be a good sport, damn it! That's the moral of this story. Be a good sport. I got bad hacks and I said sorry for it. He got hacks that benefited him and he was like, yay, I'm happy. And I was like, bleh. Oh well. I'm being a bad sport in saying that he's not a good sport, so oh well. What are you gonna do? I go for an eye shot, I try and kill the Zapdos. It wasn't gonna happen, because it's obviously bulky. He heat waves me, I die, that was a given. And I don't even remember what the fuck else I have left. Oh, it's my Gyarados. Yeah, this'll save the day. Brilliant. God. Yeah. He goes for a discharge, and given its due, with the Wakam Berry, I live, and I go for a Hydro Pump, but it doesn't even kill. So, there you go. At least I proved my point that with a Wakam Berry, Gyarados is a viable counter to Electric-type moves. Electric types, on the other hand, is an entirely different concept in itself. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this battle, and remember people, be a good sport no matter what happens. Peace.